on the desk that I need you to interact with. One is the sign-in sheet, and it's on the right-hand column of last time's sign-in sheet. The other is your cell phone, or if you don't have a cell phone, your landline. Anyway, I might could get in touch with you in the evening if I really, really desperately needed to. And the other is Avid students during Avid Week want to come into your classroom for 10 to 15 minutes and do a strategy. It's no work on your part. It's a lot of work and prep on their part. And they were so excited about it last year. And I want you to consider that, if you would let them come into 1 or 2 or 3 blocks, just to teach a little strategy. And anybody come in last year to your room? You did? Was it bad, good?
Oh no, it was excellent. There was 2 students, and my students actually asked them questions and paid a lot of attention to what they had to say. So I think they took it even better coming from peers rather than.
Okay. So if you'd already emailed me that you were interested, your name should already be on that list. But if you want to add to that, I would love for you to do that. All right, before Curtis gets started, I want you to think about something. All right, don't answer out loud, is there a teacher that teaches the same thing that you do here? At least one block. Okay. So Herbie and Taylor came to us the end of last semester and said, we want to teach this class together. And me, Curtis, and Corey said no. And then they told us why, and we said, okay, we'll let you be the pilot and we'll try it. And I'm going to give them the opportunity to be honest and tell you what they want you to know. But I think it's one of the best experiences that I've witnessed. It is not an opportunity to get out of work. Herbie even said to me one day, I'm getting towards the end of my career. I've never worked harder than I have worked this semester. So I want you to think about maybe trying it, but you need to get Mr. Smith and Mr. Roberts' permission. And I wouldn't try more than one class, if you could work it out and just do it with one class. But the possibilities with that are endless. So I want to give you the opportunity for maybe a minute to say good things and wow, we didn't think about this, this sucks.
You want to go first?
Well, the kind of the old models of team teaching, which this is really not the same thing as the old models of team teaching. But what we decided to do when we got together and talked about this, we looked at, we have seniors and trying to keep seniors on task and trying to keep them interested in what we're doing. You need a lot of fast-paced change type stuff, and that's what we do in this class. I may do something for 10 minutes, and then he may do something for 10 minutes, and then we come back and do something together for 20 minutes, and then they have time to work around, and then we're walking around watching. What we've cut down on a lot of, and I know you have this problem in your classroom, is being on sites that they shouldn't be on, the Chromebooks. We don't really have to worry about that because they are busy the whole time. As Kathy pointed out, and I did make the comment, I'm tired at the end of the day because we're in a big room, but we're constantly moving. And I think the kids, for the most part, like it. I'm sure some of them probably don't, but I don't know if they like anything. I enjoy it, and Taylor, I'll let you go from there.
Yeah, I've enjoyed it too. As far as the everyday interruptions of a class, I think the first week or so we did it. I got to a point when I was teaching in a traditional classroom where I would have to stop 7 or 8 times in one class period to write a hall pass to the bathroom, and probably 5 out of those 8 were kids that was just sort of bored and wanted to get up and stretch their legs. I think we wrote 7 hall passes the first 2 weeks of doing it, you know? Because, you know, kids, they didn't, number one, they were sitting in these rows and they didn't want the attention to be on them. And we kind of had to really put our heads together on the system. On the front end, what we do is we reserve the back 2 rows of the class for people that come in late. That way when they come in, they just go to the back. The eyes aren't on them. They're not distracting anybody. We've got them trained where they come in the back of the room. So we just planned out every little detail of how we wanted them to enter the room, what we wanted them doing coming in. And it's about the same thing as having an inclusion teacher with you. You know, and I'm the type, I don't like to send nobody out and interferences, and I just don't like, I ain't one for conflict. And, you know, if somebody's not doing what they're supposed to while I'm up there doing something, you know, again, Herbie can go get off of that, or there's your warning, you know, we've had to send a couple out that way. And the same thing too, while he's doing something, you know, I can go help kids, you know. And big thing with me and Herbie is, you know, is he's got so much content knowledge just from how many years he's been doing.
Saying them all?
No, I'm trying to be politically correct.
There you go.
And, you know, and I have different ways of doing things, so, you know, a lot of times me and him will get into it sometimes about, I think we ought to do this, or I think we should do this. And, you know, there have been times where we just both sort of wipe our hands clean and say, let's just split the class today. You do what you want to do with your half, I'll do with mine. You know, kind of like a, you know, split custody of our class. And then we'll split it half, you know, we'll flip it halfway. So he's got 45 minutes to do what you want to do, and I'll do 45. And as long as we cover the content that we both wanted to, you know.
But that's 6 times a day you're teaching the exact same thing or doing the exact kind of,
yeah, that's sort of the pain doing that. But you know, we have done that, and it's been a really cool experience. And you know, if you walk by a room, I didn't really get to post a whole lot of stuff outside my door or wall, stuff like that. But with the planning and stuff, we've really done some good things, and you know.
It would be great if you have an EOC class. I know I taught some of the U.S. history teachers, but if you got an EOC class and it's getting close to that time for the test, and you want to review, I think it's great. It would be a great thing to do. Have you divide those standards up into, you know, different teachers doing the different standards, and then you doing all of it, and you've got not only maybe a PowerPoint, but you got a practice test dealing with just that standards, and you're hitting them with that all in the same day, and it's really going to sink in for them. So it's worked well for government and econ, and I think it would be really good for, especially for EOC type classes or classes that have an intercourse test.
Good. Thank y'all for your input.
I do want to clarify, I didn't say no 2, I said no 3 times. And then they kept talking to me and talking to me and talking to me, and I said, okay, we're gonna go down there. If I see what I like, I'm okay with it. And just, no, don't tell them I'm coming, we showing up and went in there, and it really did see good collaboration, working together, because it's not the fact that I won't change. I will, but you got to give me a great reason to. And again, I said no 3 times, but then I went down and saw what they were doing, and I said, you know, I bet not see, I mean, I didn't tell you this, Holbrook. I'm like, I bet not see Holbrook running around. I go in there, Herbie's in there, Holbrook at McDonald's or somewhere else. But it was not like that. And then I walked this hall all of the time. And then it just so happened, every time I walked past that end room, they were in there just heads together, working and planning. So it did work out for me, but I was not sold on it just because once they got it past Kathy and Curtis, I still said no until I saw the product. So I do think it's a good thing and something different to keep kids interested in what we're doing.
And if you think about doing it, you know, like Mr. Roberts said, you got to have you sort of ducks in a row when you come to them and think about every little thing, like, you know, how you want them to come in the room. You know, if you're going to be in the AV room or a lab or whatever, if you go to a lab or something, it's just a lot of things to think about. But it's really good. It's been fun.